Hey guys, it's Sasha. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be using the Norvina Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills to create this daytime look. I'm also going to take you from daytime to nighttime using the same exact palette. If you guys are interested in how I achieve these two looks, just keep watching. Come on! So before we get started with the looks, I just want to go over the actual packaging. The packaging comes standard per usual Anastasia palettes, such as the Subculture palette, Soft Glam palette, Prism, and so on and so forth. I think the color of the soft purple is absolutely gorgeous, and it follows all the way through into the color story, such as Celestial, Drama, Soul, and a couple of other colors. I love that it comes with a dual-sided brush. I don't use them, but they're actually good brushes. It's the same exact size, like I said, as the Subculture palettes, Renaissance palettes, or the Prism palette if you have any of those. It's exactly the same width, same length, and all of that, except it's cleaner. It's a lot cooler compared to the Renaissance palette, as you can see, but the pan sizes are exactly the same. It is 0.71 grams or 0.02 ounces each. Now swatching them from left to right, I'm going to the top row across. It's going to be Dreamer, Summer, Wild Child, Rose Gold, Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. And here's an up close look at the 7 shimmer shades in the palette. So the next row is going to be Base, Soul, Incense, Love, Volatile, Eccentric, which I call Electric in a little while, and Passion. And here's an up close look of all 7 shades. And as you can see, the top row is shimmer and the bottom is mostly matte or satin. This palette retails for $42. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids using Warm Sand from Too Faced. This is the Born This Way concealer. I definitely want to get into most of these. Well, I'm obviously not going to be able to use most of these shades, but I want to get into a good amount of the shades. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with that shade Base and use this to set my foundation just like as a base, or my concealer, I'm sorry. It's really light, but it seems like it's gonna blend fine. So now this shade I probably won't use again to use as a base, maybe with a different concealer, but not with this concealer. A little like patchy, this color. So now that that's done, I'm gonna go in here and take this shade called Electric, and I'm just going to use that basically as like my transition shade. Well, this shade is definitely pigmented. I feel like that shade that I put before, Base, made this shade go on somewhat patchy. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more work to blend this out. But it's very pigmented. And it's actually a lot more brown than I was expecting. Maybe because on my skin tone it looks like that. But I definitely was expecting for it to be a lot more orangey, like more mustardy. And I am using a fluffy brush just so this can be a little more diffuse. And this is the Morphe E27. So next I'm going to go in with the Morphe M514, and I'm going to pick up the shade Passion, and I'm just going to apply that in the crease. So I'm going to go really low into the crease. I don't want any depth into the transition. Now this shade is so gorgeous, and it's like blending in perfectly. I would love this all over the lid. Maybe like, ooh, all over the lid with like a nude lip. This will look so cute. Fall's coming, girl. Yeah, so excited about it too, because you guys know I'm chunky monk, so I like the colder months. So next I'm going to take Tarte Shape Tape in the color Tan Sand, and I'm going to cut the crease. This is optional, honestly, just because I feel like these shadows are so pigmented. You don't necessarily need to cut the crease unless you want that sharp line, which I'm kind of like low-key going for. But I'm not going to be using like a shade that's going to distinguish that line like very, like a super, super light white color. Now, I really have been like loving the Real Techniques of fan lip brush to cut my crease, just because it has that, focus. See how it has that sharp, like, thin end? So it cuts the crease super easily, and then I'm able to fan out the ends so they blend into the darker shade. So it works out super perfect. I mean, if you have hooded lids like I do, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to cut the crease because you have to like pull your lid and all of that. But as you guys seen, I didn't have to do all that. So before the shade dries, I'm going to go ahead and apply the shade Rose Gold. And I'm just going to use my Morphe R42. And then I'm just going to spray some of my Too Faced Hangover RX primer on that. Now you can use this with your finger just because I feel like it goes on a lot better. I'm going to show you guys. I've used this shade with my finger and I'm like, it goes on so much better. So I'm going to use a brush when I get closer to the line. And then if you do use a brush with this, I recommend you use like a synthetic brush because it just looks better. Now that I'm getting closer to that line, I'm going to go ahead and use the brush. Now going back in with the Morphe M514, I'm going to pick up Passion and I'm just going to blend it into that shade and just kind of deepen the outer V. Now you don't want to come here because you're going to mess up that crease, that cut crease, if that's what you're looking for. But if you're not looking for a cut crease, you definitely could have just applied this shade just like that. Just kind of fan that out. So with a different synthetic brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Dazzling, and I'm just going to like go over the center right here with it. This is going to lighten that area right here just a tad bit, nothing dramatic or anything. So for the brow bone, I took lightly that shade Primavera and I placed it in the brow bone. So I'm going to do that a little bit over here. And just lightly because it is like a lot of shimmer going on already. I really do like that shade. It reminds me of that shade Primavera from the Renaissance palette. So I'm not done with the eyes yet. I'm just going to go ahead and complete the rest of my makeup off camera. The foundation, concealer, blush, and all that good stuff. And then I'll be back to complete the eyes. And then we'll do our final thoughts on what I think about the Norvina palette. So far it's looking good. But let's just go ahead and finish the look and we'll talk more about it. So I went ahead and completed the rest of my makeup. And then for lashes, I did coat my lashes using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I love this mascara. It just gives me that extra lift and volumizes my lashes a little bit. Especially if I'm not wearing a lash. I like to use 2 coats of this just because it looks so amazing. And I get so many compliments on my lashes when I'm using this. And I don't have any lashes on, like falsies or whatever, so I like it. I usually tend to save this for like when I'm not like wearing falsies, just because it does such an amazing job and it's a little bit pricey that I hate to waste it underneath a lash, if you know what I mean, because it does such a nice job of lifting. When I'm using it with falsies, I tend to just do 1 coat. When I'm using it without falsies, I like 2 coats. So for lashes, I'm going to be using the Ardell Double Ups. These are their double demi wispy lashes. They're a little bit shorter like in length than the regular double wispies, but as you can see, they're a little bit more fuller. So you can see how dark they are compared to these ones, but the length on these ones are longer. So for today, I'm just gonna go with this just because it's a regular day, and I'm just going to, you know, go for the more subtle ones. Even though they're a little bit deeper in color, they still, the length makes them like sort of everyday, especially if you're like me and you wear lashes every day. This is definitely an everyday lash. They were actually having a sale at Sally's, and they had these lashes on sale for $3, which is freaking steal, because depending on where you go, they range from anywhere from like $5 to like $7 or even $8, depending, like I said, on where you're going. So that was still, I definitely had to pick up a few of those. So to complete this look, I'm just going to go on the bottom lash line with the Centric. and just go ahead and like kind of brush that against the lower lash line to add some more warmth. And I always feel like this just completes the look. Every now and then, if I'm wearing like lighter colors or it's just like a regular, like, just go to the grocery store or something like that type of day, I definitely don't do the lower lash line. Just because I like how wide my eyes look without it. But today we are. See how that does? So now I'm going to pick up the shade Passion and I'm going to apply this in the outer of the lower lash line. And just try to like kind of blend that all together and make that kind of like, you know, look like it's all flowing and going together. Now I'm going to take my Sophie Glam brush. If you guys have never seen me do like, what the hell? If you guys have never seen me do a review on these brushes and are interested, they're super affordable. They're really, really great quality. I can put them right here and I love the print, how they're marble. I think they're so adorable. I'll go ahead and spray that with the Too Faced Hangover RX setting spray. And then I'm going to go into the palette and pick up that shade Wild Child. And I'm just going to apply that into the inner tear duct. Ooh, this is a gorgeous shade. And I love me some pinks, and this is so, so pretty. And then with that same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Dreamer and just lightly tap and then go a little bit inwards right in here. Towards like my nose. Ooh. I'm definitely loving these cream shadows. I mean, they're not cream shadows, but they definitely feel like a cream. They have like such a creamy consistency. The only thing I have to say I'm not liking, which I'm noticing now, is that in the inner tear duct, and maybe this was happening on the lid and I just didn't notice because it was a bigger space, it does like, no, I don't want to say ball, or it kind of crumbles a little bit. I think because it's so soft, but the pigmentation is like amazing. So, I mean, you have to pick which one is more important to you, the pigmentation or the fact that you don't like that crumbliness. But I can just blend it out with another clean brush, so it's not a big deal to me. So my lashes are pretty dry right now. I'm just going to go ahead and apply these quickly before they completely dry. So now I don't feel like this look is too smoky to where this can't be a daytime look, but if you wanted to wear this in the daytime and then wanted to go to night, I would just definitely go ahead and put on some like lower lash liner and then maybe pop like a little bit of, I think lower dark liner would be perfect. And if you just wanted this look to be like just more of a daytime look, do something like a neutral liner in the waterline. But this can definitely be taken tonight by simply adding some black lower lash liner to smoke that out a little bit. And if you wanted to and felt like you wanted it smokier, you could definitely put like a darker burgundy or darker brown, or even like I would even go in with the shade Drama right here. It does have some shimmer in it, but the depth in the color is definitely there to create that smoky look. I would prefer if they would have traded Passion and made it a shimmery shade and then made Drama the matte shade, just because I feel like for us darker skinned men and women, we definitely can get more use out of Drama being the matte shade versus this one being the matte shade. But it's not my palette, I just bought it, so I just personally would have preferred that darkest shade to be a matte shade, just because I feel like you could do a lot more with it. You can put it in the lower lash line, you can use it as liner, you can do so many things that you can't do with it because it's a shimmer. So I'm going to go back in with the Better Than Sex mascara and just go ahead and coat my lower lashes. Again, this is by preference. I like this because I feel like my lower lashes need to match up with my top lashes. I don't want it to look too heavy on the top. But if you're going for like a more opened eye daytime look, you definitely could just skip that part. So far I'm liking how this is looking. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so excited that I actually went ahead and decided to get this palette because I kind of wasn't going to, but after like swatching it in Ulta, I thought about it again and I'm like, you have to get her. She's gorgeous and I can't imagine how she'll look on your eyes. And yes, I was totally right. I'm super happy about this. So for lips, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I'm thinking maybe, I feel like I always do a matte lip. So let me do like maybe a cream lipstick and then I can go over it with like a gloss or something, because I feel like I don't ever give you guys like glossy lips. So I think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop lipstick. This is from the Shayla X Colourpop collection and this is Come On Sis. I really do think this lipstick shade is really nice, but I don't tend to pick it up just because it's summer and this is one of her deeper shades, like a deep mauve. It's freaking gorgeous, but like I said, once we're getting into fall, like we are getting into fall super soon now, so I'll definitely get a lot more use out of this shade. But it's definitely gorgeous. Look at how gorgeous it is. And it feels so comfortable on my lips. It doesn't move too much either, because that's the reason why I tend to like stray away from most lipsticks, because I feel like when I'm busy or I'm out a lot or I'm eating and drinking, I feel like it transfers and I don't have time to keep reapplying and all that. That's why I tend to like a matte. But I definitely love how comfortable a regular lipstick feels. So I'm going on top of it from the same collection, but the color is Quickie. And this is like a light nude. I just want to lighten up this center right here. Now I think this look would be so nice with a deeper lip. And I'm just gonna, I think I am gonna show you how you can take this look right here from daytime to nighttime. So yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and complete the daytime look using the lipstick called Neat Freak, and this is again Colourpop X Shayla collection. I still think they have this collection available, so if they do, you guys should pick it up because I love this collection and I use it quite often. As you can see, like the lip gloss is practically gone already, so I definitely got my money's worth, girl. I'll show them how to network. What's your network? Oh, girl, she's slipping out. She's slipping away, girl. Slipping away. Alright, guys, so this is daytime look. Let's just go ahead and take the same exact look tonight. So what I would do is, first thing I would do is go in to this same palette right here. Take a, let's get a smaller, actually let's use that same brush that we were using just to make it easier. We're going to use that M514 and we're going to pick up that shade Drama. Again, I did tell you guys it does have a little bit of shimmer, so do keep that in mind. And then just go ahead and deepen up the outer V. Ooh, that shade is super nice. So that definitely helped make it a lot more smoky, if you can see, versus this side. And of course you can go in a little bit deeper. I think it looks really nice, and this shade is super blendable, and I also like that there's not a lot of fallout at all. I don't really have any fallout on my face, which is nice, because if you already are at work or somewhere else and you're trying to turn this into a night look, more than likely you already have your foundation and makeup done and you're just trying to touch up. So that's a good thing, because you don't want to have to completely redo your foundation because you have a bunch of fallout on your face. Ooh, that is super nice, girl. She full of herself. She full of herself. And I have to admit, I don't know if it's because when I look at purples, I automatically think of my mom, and then I get like into this weird space. Oh, I get into this weird space, but I don't know, for some reason I thought like, I'm probably not gonna like this palette, but I really love it. Like, it's just so pretty and it just looks, it's just gorgeous. I really like it. Okay, after that, I forgot I didn't put any highlighter on, but if that was a daytime look, you don't necessarily need to have highlighter on. I personally like it. I also think that highlighter looks gorgeous at night, especially like when you're in the club or out at dinner and it's like dim. with like the light kind of sort of hits it and you're like, damn, that girl's highlighter is popping. Like, what is the name, girl? Like, I just look expansive. So I'm just gonna spray my little Real Techniques brush. You guys know I love this setting brush and I use it for highlighter. I'm also again gonna be using the Colourpop Shayla X Colourpop collection. I absolutely love this collection, but I'm using the color Pose, and I'm going to be applying this on the highest points of my cheeks, my cupid's bow, and all of that. Probably would have been nicer if I just would have put the shade on first, but it's fine. I like this shade because it's like a rose gold color. It's not so gold. It has like a lot of pink in it. So now we're gonna go ahead and deepen up those eyes even more, and I'm gonna be using the Milani Supreme Kohl Kaj liner, or Kaji liner. I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing that right, but I'll leave a picture of how it looks right here. And I love this liner just because you guys know me, like I always complain about how it smears and it runs and all that good stuff, or all that bad stuff. And this one doesn't do that to me. It stays in its place, and I love how it just glides on the waterline. Not all of them do that, and then the ones that do that tend to be the ones that run the most on me, which is why I'm absolutely in love with this one. I'm going to tightline as well. Oh, look at that. You see how much of a difference that eye looks from that eye just by adding that liner to it. So now, because I want this to go from day to night, this is cute, lip gloss, pink, whatever, but at night I usually like to go for like a matte lipstick, just because when I'm going out, you're drinking, you're eating, you're doing all kinds of stuff, so I just hate to have to keep worrying about reapplying, or if it's smeared and got on my makeup and ruined it or whatever. So I usually like to just keep it matte. And wearing a gloss obviously is going to make it a lot easier for you to go ahead and remove the shade and apply a new one. And this is also the time that you take the opportunity to apply your highlighter if you didn't have highlighter during the day and now you're applying it. Before you apply your lip color, definitely use this time to go ahead and highlight. So now for lips, since it's night, we're going to take this look from day to night. I figured why not go with a deep shade. I have two shades. I'm gonna try this one first and see how I like it, just because it's a lot newer and I haven't used it. Well, I have used it to swatch it, but I haven't gone out with it. So, and if you guys are interested in seeing a full swatch video of all 14 shades from the Melted collection, or the new Melted Metallic collection actually, because this is the Metallic Liquid Lipstick, I'll leave it right here. I did a full swatch video on my lips of all the shades. And then I have the Kylie Lip Kit Lipstick, or Kylie, she doesn't call it Kylie Lip because she calls it Kylie Cosmetics now. This is in the shade Leo. This is absolutely one of my favorites. You guys have seen this shade on my channel quite a bit. And then for liner, I'm just going to take that same Kylie liner in the shade Leo, if I can find it in here. So I'm going to take the Kylie lip liner in the shade Leo, and then I'm going to line my lips. It literally flew out of here. It literally flew out of here. Look, it's no longer there. Hold on, let me go get it. Okay, I'm back and I retrieved the lip liner. As you can see, I don't know what the hell, but it freaking came out. So I'm gonna tuck that baby back in there and we're gonna proceed to give you what you need. I'm gonna go in with this color a little bit more into the center of my lips. Now, I just like to do this just because I feel like it lasts a lot longer, and then my other lipstick, like that I put on top of it, blends in better too. I'm sorry guys, my freaking AC just went on, and yeah, so you guys hear that, I apologize. So now I'm gonna go in with the melted, ooh, it's this way. So I'm gonna go in with the Melted Metallic Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade I Wanna Rock With You. So let's go ahead and apply this and see how it looks, and then if that looks good, then that'll complete the look, and if not, ugh. It goes so good with this lip liner. Oh yeah, I definitely like that. So this would be my night look. You can definitely go ahead and, you know, add some more contour, a little bit of more bronzer, but I think I look really good, especially just because I just applied it. But let me give you guys my final thoughts on the actual palette. I love this palette. Like, it is so gorgeous. I don't have any complaints except for the fact that I didn't really find the base shade very useful for myself, just because I'm like of the deeper complexion. If you are lighter than me, or if you're a very fair complexion, you're definitely gonna get some use out of this shade, especially for like a brow. I'm showing you all my mess right here, especially for a brow shade. You're definitely gonna get some use out of this. I know that like some people are not fond of like a palette with a lot of shimmer shades, but I personally do gravitate to the shimmer shades just because I don't know, I think they're so gorgeous. A lot of the time when other people that are not that experienced are working with eyeshadows, I feel like it's a lot easier to make tutorials and help them learn how to use the shadows with shimmers, just because I know it sounds kind of crazy, but shimmers, I feel like you can do whatever you want with them. Like, you can apply them and you can have made a mess and nobody really realized that you made a mess. With mattes, you have to do the blending. With the shimmer, I feel like you can just slide that all over your lid and go. With the matte too, but I feel like you have to have more blending skills with the matte. So I was really happy that they had a variety of shimmers. The colors and tones in these are super, super nice, and definitely something I haven't really seen, with the exception of like summer, which every palette I feel like has like their gold. I feel like that's a staple color. Gold is something you're definitely gonna find a lot in any palette. I mean, I could pick up the palettes that I have right in front of me and I bet you they have a gold. I have the Shayla palette, as you can see right here. It has two golds right in the top. What other palettes are next to me? I have the Dosa Colors X Sarai. This one, gold. So, I mean, for the majority of palettes, you're going to find a gold shade in there. So, I think the shades are absolutely unique, with the exception of that summer shade, because, like I said, you always find a gold shade in most palettes. I like that this is like an illusion of a super cool palette, and it really is a cool palette. But if you look at little sections here, they are warm. There's a lot of warmth here, and I was actually discussing this with my friend because I posted swatches of this on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, I do get really personal with you guys on there, like, and then I spend a lot more time like swatching stuff and kind of things like that. If you guys are interested, I'll leave it right here. But I did swatch the entire palette for you guys the other day, and one of my friends wrote me on there saying like she thought it was so gorgeous, but she didn't think she would get much use out of it. And I was like, no, actually I think you're wrong, because this palette you can definitely use fall, winter, spring because of the pinks, and then you can get away with doing some of the summer looks just because you have that gold in here, you have the dreamer, you have this beige shade, you have that soul color, which is actually a really beautiful matte shade, and I definitely will have to get around to using it. But I feel like this shade right here is a really nice summer shade, and even a springy shade. It's just gorgeous. Of course, this, you can figure out how to use this in the summer, and these pinks are always like summer shades. So I think this palette is definitely going to be a good year-round palette if you know how to kind of like play with the color story that they provided to you. I think it is a really nice palette, and definitely something I'm going to continue to use quite a bit because the formula is absolutely amazing. You guys know I did a review on the Subculture palette, and I have the Renaissance palette as well. I love the Renaissance palette, but just kind of grew tired of it because I felt like I was over the warm shades in that palette, and then so much other makeup was coming out, which kind of contributed to why I kind of put it on the back burner. But I do really love that palette. Unfortunately, I really didn't care for the Subculture palette, but I find that the formula is nothing like the Subculture palette. This is just a really amazing palette. I don't like as much the packaging because The color is great and everything. I think the font, everything about it is really nice, but I'm not a big fan of how easily it gets dirty. Like the suede on here gets a mess. You guys seen earlier in the video how dirty my Renaissance palette was, and I do expect this to get as dirty because as you can see, it's already kind of getting dirty already, like in certain areas of it, which my camera does not want to focus today. It's not working for me. It's working against me. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, it's kind of getting dirty. So I just kept making sure that in between use or in between putting on powders or using my beauty sponges or anything like that, I made sure I cleaned my hands before I touched it again, just to kind of limit the amount of like dirt and makeup and stuff that gets on it. And that's the only con I can honestly say about this. The pans on this are a little smaller than, you know, some eyeshadows, but I feel like the quality is amazing. So I mean, it's beautiful. It's a really nice, good size palette. It's pretty standard for most palettes, the size, especially if you're like talking about these elongated ones. I think it's a lot more convenient than these types. Like, even though I love to death this Shayla palette and it is pretty compact, even though it's shorter, it's wider. So it really just depends, because if you were to cut this part off and put it on here, I'm pretty sure this would be a little bit bigger. So, I mean, I love everything else about it. The quality, like I said, everything is good about it. I think it performed beautifully, and I can't wait to dig into these other shades. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much my final thought. I don't want to keep on rambling because I feel like all I'm saying is that I like the palette, and that's basically how I feel. I don't really have that many cons about the palette. I think it's gorgeous. The price on it is per usual, to be expected with Anastasia, so I wasn't surprised or like disappointed about the price, especially for the quality. I think you're getting a great job. Like, I just purchased this palette for $35 and I only got 6 shades. Yeah, the shades were good quality, but I mean, you could pick up something like this. But obviously the shade ranges are nothing, the story is nothing of the same, so I'm not talking about the colors, I'm just talking about how much you get. So you only get 6 shades here, but over here you're getting like 14 shades. What, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 shades. So you're getting 14 shades over here for $42, but for over here you'd get similar quality for $35. I think you are getting a good deal on this palette. It comes with a nice size mirror. It's just really nice, and it comes with a brush as well. I don't really care for the brush. I keep them. I have the other brushes that I've had even from just like the Renaissance palette. I did keep it, but I don't use it. It's not a bad quality. I just don't tend to pick it up. I don't know why. I think I should probably start using it more so for the synthetic color. I mean, for the synthetic colors, for the shimmery colors, just because I feel like this is a synthetic brush, so it'll pick up these shimmer shades a lot better. Or you could just use your finger. So yeah, guys, that's my overall thought. I'm loving this palette. I freaking can't believe Norvina came out with this color story. This is just a really, really nice palette. It's definitely whimsical, like she said. She said, you know, that was her idea of a palette and it just made her happy. And this palette, I can honestly say this palette makes me really happy. So super excited. I'm happy with my purchase. If you guys are interested, let me know if you guys are going to be picking it up. If you guys have picked it up, what you guys think of it. I'd love for you guys to tag me in some of your looks on Instagram with it, just so I can get some ideas for myself as well, just so, you know, I'm always loving the looks that people come up with new palettes. So I don't know, tell me what you guys think down in the comment box below. Let me know if you guys like this day to night tutorial and if you guys want more of these. I kind of like, this kind of happened in the middle of when I was doing it. I was like, hey, let's just do a day to night, might as well. So let me know if you guys like it. If you guys are interested in anything else and I didn't list it down below, feel free to ask me. Like always, don't forget to, I'm making sure I'm not running out of time and my camera doesn't turn off on me because I'm like yapping away. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with somebody who might find it useful. Don't forget, I am hosting a giveaway still for 2 tickets to see Beyonce and Jay-Z on the Run tour, September 23rd. It's still going on until the 3rd of September, so that's coming up shortly, but you guys still have time to enter, hopefully by the time this video gets up.
yeah, so don't forget to enter in that. Super easy. I'll leave a link right here as well as down in the description box below about the information. But I'm gonna go now because I'm still talking. Like always, I'll see you guys in my next one, and I love you guys. Bye, y'all.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to check out some of my other videos. Also follow me on Instagram at IamSashaFierce411. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and turn on that notification so you never miss an upload from me.